Hey y'all, it's Jordan from Jordan Budgets. Today we are going to be talking about the different types of binders, the different types of wallets that you can use for cash budgeting or cash stuffing. I get this question all of the time, and honestly, I can see why it can be very overwhelming to start cash budgeting because there are so many different options and so many different ways that people do it. So the very first thing I want to say is there's no right or wrong way to cash budget, okay? You can take whatever tools you find that you find interesting, that you find most appealing, and you can find a way to use those as long as you are using the tools to encourage you to save. That's really the whole point of cash budgeting and cash saving. It is getting away from our banks and our credit cards and making our money a little bit more tangible. That is the main point and goal of cash stuffing. Now, do I still use credit cards and debit cards and things? Absolutely, I do. And I have a way and a system of kind of shuffling around money at times to make it work. I do know though that since I started cash budgeting and cash stuffing, my savings have increased dramatically. My spending and my frivolous spending got under control. So I absolutely love cash budgeting and cash stuffing. Now I want to get into though specifically different binders, how I'm using them, how you could use them. I will say right off the bat, this is all stuff from my shop. There are plenty of other shops that are offering equally great items, right? Like you don't have to purchase from my shop. There's not this isn't a shove to make you purchase from my shop, right? You could purchase from my shop, you can purchase from somebody else's shop, you can even find cheap and affordable ways to budget with a filing system in different ways that you can use items you already have, right? You don't have to purchase anything. But I did want to talk about the general idea behind these binders, how I use these binders, how I intended these binders to be used. If you have other ways that you use my binders and my products though, please go ahead and comment below because like I said to start this video, there's really no right way to do anything. That I have intentions on how I would use it, but if you have a different way to use it, or if you kind of put a little bit of a different twist on a binder or something, go for it. That is the beauty and the fun of cash budgeting. There's really no right and wrong. As long as you are saving money, as long as it's encouraging you. To me, cash budgeting is just very exciting. I love stuffing money. It feels like getting paid twice, right? I get to pull the cash from the bank, I put it in here, and I sit and watch it accumulate. And there's something fun and rewarding, more rewarding than spending the money. There's a dopamine hit, right? There's a rush whenever you get to go shopping with your money. I get that same rush just from stuffing the money, and then I don't want to see it get unstuffed. So that's part of the encouragement, right? Okay, so let's jump into this. I'm gonna say too, I'm gonna try to leave this highly unedited, so sorry if this video is not perfect, but I just want to get this video out and get it to you guys. And I would like to also take this moment to say I've been thinking I might do a live soon to kind of go through my spending and chat with you guys. If you're interested in seeing a live where we're talking about my own budget, maybe you can take it as an opportunity to go through your budget. Let me know that in the comments as well. I saw Chrissy on the Mom Life. I saw her do a live like that and I thought, oh, that's super fun. That's something I could get behind. So I don't know. Let me know if you would like to see me do it on my channel. It might be something we could consistently do. It's something I like to do on the back end anyway, so bringing it into a live might be a lot of fun. Okay, so let's jump into this. I do want to start here because these are the brand new wallets that are in the shop. So to start, this is gonna be easy to start with because these I consider to be used like a traditional wallet. It's something that you guys are familiar with even if you're not deep into the cash budgeting world. So think of your wallet, you have your cards in it, you have your library card, whatnot, all of that's gonna go in the wallet here. This is the A7 size wallet that's brand new to my shop. My shop is listed down below if you are interested in this, but the intention of this wallet is to be used as if it is your going out of the house spending, right? Like that's my intention with these two wallets. You got your groceries, your household. I'm not sure if you guys can see the tab. Groceries, household, self-care, and entertainment. Those are the tabs that I'm choosing to use. And then you have a little tracker here. So the idea is every time you purchase groceries, ideally with your cash, but even if it's not with your cash, you can mark that you spent it with your card. So you're still kind of keeping a ledger or keeping account of where your money's going, right? So you write the date, the description, whether you want to write like I purchased groceries at Walmart or Aldi. You don't have space for all that, right? But you could write Walmart, Aldi, whatever. The amount that you spent or the amount that you added in, if you added cash into your cash wallet, and then whether you spent cash or card. So that is what this wallet is intended to be. It's intended to be the wallet that you carry around everywhere with you. It is smaller if you want to compare it to an A6 size. It is a bit smaller, though I will say these A6 size wallets that I have and love that are disc bound are quite small, but this is a smaller wallet that you can put all of your cash and cards in. It has a little change pouch back here. It has a little spot. I'm gonna see if my passport fits back here because I frequently do carry my passport just as another form of ID. But that is what this wallet is for. Since this is new to the shop too, I did just want to take a second to mention, and I promise we're gonna get into all of this soon, but this is new and I haven't had a cash stuffing to show this off to my community just yet. It does come with all of these different options. So if your 4 categories that you want to bring out with you are different than the categories that I do have, I believe this is 18 options: groceries, gas, spending, bank, clothing, coffee, date night. You can see these are all more, not like saving categories, but categories that you might approach throughout your week. So your groceries, your gas, maybe you have reoccurring medical visits, so there's a medical option, pets, kids, household, gifts. So you get to pick your 4 categories and put them in here. Now I do think, actually I know, that 8 would fit in here. I prefer to stick to, you can see because I have like 2 sets as I was testing out. This is the colorful design. You get to pick what color trackers you want. So that's the colorful. It also comes with the colorful labels. I just don't have them in there yet. There's the grayscale option, and then this is the brown tracker. So anyway, my point was, if you have 8 categories you want to carry around with you, it definitely fits. I'm gonna stick with 4. It's just a preference. I prefer to kind of focus in my spending and not have too many categories, but if you want, you could probably have even 12 categories in here. If you are wanting to purchase from my shop and you need a second set of trackers and dividers, what would you call these, like the inserts, the sleeves, if you need another set, just message me. We'll work out a custom listing for you because I don't have a refill set yet on my shop, but that will occur at some point. So I wanted to show that right off the bat. Here's the colors, because I do think, well, there's a little bit of me showing the product again just because I haven't had the opportunity to show it to my community. I do think that this is probably the most relatable wallet, and the one that if you're new to cash budgeting, this might be where you want to start, is an A7 or even an A6, but keep in mind categories that you are going to want to put in your purse and bring it every day with you. So groceries, gas, stuff for kids, entertainment, and then try to get that spending under control. I personally, that's just an important one to me, and maybe an entry into the cash budgeting world. So moving away from the wallet, the A6 wallet, let's move into something else that is very familiar, and that would be savings challenges, sort of in general. I love this A6 wallet. This one was previously used more as a monthly or as a regular wallet, like what I just showed you, where I had groceries, gas, spending, and then I had back to the bank. So here's some categories that I was using. Again, those A6 wallets or A7 wallets are brand new, so this is what I was using previous to that. But this A6 is also perfect for savings challenges, like something that might be, if you're in the cash budgeting world at all, I'm sure you've seen individual savings challenges. If you haven't though, all it is, this is just a tracker, so I'm just removing that. The individual savings challenges look a lot like this. So you might have the 100 envelope savings challenge. It might also look like this. This is a medical savings challenge. So I have probably 200 of these individual savings challenges, maybe 100, 120, I don't know. But this is for individual savings challenges, and there's so many of these out there in this A6 size at this point. Like I said, my own personal shop has over 100. But the idea is you think of the specific things that you spend a lot on throughout your year, right? So maybe car maintenance, maybe it's medical, maybe you're saving for a TV or a laptop. It can be literally anything and everything. And you think of maybe your 12 biggest categories and you put them in a wallet like this, and you go through every single month or every single week or however you get paid, and you put a little bit away for all of those things. The intention is that if you put a little bit away every single week, all of these savings challenges are slowly going to grow. And then by by a year's time or so, as long as you're not having to pull that money for any reason, you are kind of ready for the things to come. You're ready for your summer camps for your kids. You're ready for people's birthdays and stuff. I personally am not doing this right now, which is why I don't have a great example to show you. I do love this one. I've prioritized what I'm about to share though, which is monthly binders and then individual savings binders, which we're about to talk about those two categories. But just to show you, because this is a very popular one, this is what you will see a lot of budgeters online. This is what you'll see them doing. I love this method. This is what I did for the last couple of years. I only recently moved away to more individual binders, which we will talk about. Okay, my kids came in and I'm not too sure where I was. I think I was just explaining this is very common. So you will see individual savings challenges. And in my opinion, I wouldn't do more than say 12 of these at once. That's just my opinion. Again, there's really no right or wrong way to do this. But I find that if you're trying to do more than 12, you're going to get overwhelmed and money is getting too spread out unless you're just doing really well and you have the resources to do that. But I am a single mom and I am a lower income mom. So I personally would not do more than 12. And if you're starting out, I would not advise doing more than 12. And that does not depend on income. Just if you're getting started, I personally would recommend starting with 12 or less just to get your bearings right and not overwhelm yourself, because the idea is for it to get fun. And if you try to do too much too quick, it doesn't end up fun. Though the more you do it, as you will see, my binders continue to grow. The more you do it, no matter your income, you might have more fun spreading it out. Just don't overwhelm yourself to start. If you feel like it's becoming too much, it probably is. Slow down a little bit, focus on a couple important things, right? Or less than 12. So this is like individual savings challenges. I just want to show you because this is kind of another thing that was in my shop. It is in my shop as a principal. I'm not currently shipping these, but for example, if you want to save $50 every month, I thought this was a really fun way to do like a full 12-month binder. I offer $50 per month or $100 per month. Again, those are printables in my shop. I'm not currently printing and shipping them. Though if you want to see these printed and shipped, let me know in the comments and I would be happy to kind of make a bulk order of those and let you know soon that I'm kind of reshipping. Anyway, this is fun if you don't really know what your expenses are yet, but you're like, oh, I probably have, you know, car insurance and a tag, and like I probably have $50 worth of expenses that I'm not quite budgeting for yet, or $100, or I even have some blank ones that you can write in $200 and kind of write down how you want to save it. Anyway, this is a fun one if you really aren't sure what you need to save for, be it medical or summer camps, you know? So these I would consider though like the more individual savings challenges, which are quite popular. And again, these are a 6 size, which most of my binders are. The only thing in my shop that's not a 6, so these would not fit in them, would be these A7 wallets. Okay, so that is the wallets that you would carry around for personal spend, like weekly spending, right? And then these are A6 savings challenges, which is also, again, quite popular in the budgeting world. Something I have been doing, oh, here's just the rest of the, I used these in the past, hence why I still have them. I'm not doing anything like this right now. What I personally have switched to right now, and I'm gonna show you guys, is there's monthly wallets or monthly savings challenges, monthly binders. There's, you know, whatever you want to call it, which I'll get to in just a second, which I'm putting a lot of my energy into right now. This is something unique to my shop. I haven't seen any other shops doing this just yet, but every month there's kind of a new theme and a new design. We'll talk about it in just a second. I first want to talk about savings challenges. So moving away from something I did anyway is, instead of this 100 envelope challenge, I have 50 envelope challenge binders or 100 envelope challenge binders. You can see mine's getting pretty full, thank goodness. But instead of having so many little savings challenges and stuffing them into one binder, I'm doing kind of the same idea, but in a full binder format. So this 50 envelope savings challenge, for example, you can use it to save for anything. I personally am saving for my boys' birthdays. That's a big expense for me. And after you have saved in the 50 envelope savings challenge, I want to say you have about $1,200. Somebody let me know in the comments, $1,200 something dollars. The 100 envelope savings challenge is clearly much more. But again, somebody let me know in the comments what the, oh, actually 100 envelope savings challenge, you have $5,050. And the idea with these is, so a 50 envelope savings challenge, for example, you have a $1 spot. These are like divided sleeves. You put a $1 here, you put $2 here, $3 here, $4 here, you keep going. And then the 50 envelope savings challenge does have $49.50. It stops at 50. So you have about $1,000, $1,200 at the end of the 50 envelope savings challenge. And the 52-week savings challenge, now this one has a tracker with it, so you can kind of keep track of it here while you stuff the money back here. It will help you save $1,378 by the end of it. This one's a really popular one in my shop. My intention for this, if you cannot tell, it is a reindeer Christmassy theme. So by the end of the 52-week savings, I will have $1,378 to go towards Christmas. Now, I recently went through a big move, so I stopped designing and putting out so many products, but in these next few weeks I will be having more designs. So not just Christmas, we will have a birthday themed 52-week savings challenge, and as also just some general designed ones, like this is a general flower design. And while we're talking about it, let me show you, oh, but saying that to say, I will soon have more binders if you want to keep an eye out for that, though of course this is just to kind of show you guys the options. You don't have to purchase any of this, and again, you can find fun ways to do this without all of these binders, right? This is the 5,000 savings challenge. Same idea as these binders. By the end of it, clearly you have $5,000. This is the tracker at the front, and then each spot you put $100 into. So it's just a fun way to save though, and I've basically, with these binders, I've taken the, I believe there's what, 50? Yeah, there's 50 spots. Y'all, math is not my strength, if you can believe it, but there's 50 of these 100 spots to make the 5,000 savings. So the intention with these is I have basically, honestly, because of the May binder, which we'll talk about in a second, my focus is the May binder and then a couple of these. So I'm actually not even working on this 5,000 savings. I just wanted to show it as an option. I'm focusing right now on getting my monthly binder done and doing like saving and being ready for Christmas and, oh, did that backwards, for Christmas and birthdays for my boys, right? That's my main focus. And once I finish saving in the May, I would like to add more of these before I go back to sort of the individual savings challenges like I've done in the past. There's something just a little bit more rewarding to me about putting, so for example, getting to put 17 and 18, like fill in the specific numbers instead of just putting it all in one sleeve with one tracker. I feel like I'm doing better. I don't know. Again, it's all about however you feel most rewarded and most excited to budget, whatever works for you. Keep doing that, right? I think once I get these done though, I would love to start, or maybe not necessarily done, but once I feel like I'm back on a good path after the move, I think the next binder I add in will be something like this. Either another 50 envelope, another 52 week, or maybe even the 5,000. I have some different ideas. I think for bigger projects, obviously the 5,000 is better. I'm thinking maybe by next summer, I'd like to have this stuffed to get some stuff done in the yard. So we will see. We will see how I end up using them specifically. Currently though, I'm using these. This is basically savings challenges. Okay, to wrap it back up, sorry, I'm a little bit squirrely. I forget my point sometimes. My point is, these are basically the individual trackers that you would have in a traditional savings challenge binder, but it's like one tracker is one binder, right? So like, I don't have a 50 envelope, I don't have a 100, let me say it like that. I don't have just this sleeve and it's all stuffing into one sleeve. I have a full binder dedicated just to 50 envelope savings challenge. And I will say too, well, there's no right or wrong way, but I personally am better about not pulling this money. I feel like when I was doing the individual trackers, I was pulling the money a lot more and kind of restarting and reshuffling. I feel like I've been doing a great job at leaving these alone, because if I were to pull it, truthfully, because I have pulled a little bit, if we're being completely honest, I pull like 31 because I need it like for gas or something, like in an emergency. I might pull one number, but I don't feel the desire or have the desire at all to pull all of it, right? I have not done that so far, thank goodness. But these are basically just individual trackers, but they're using their own binders, right? I find that a little bit more fun right now. And let's move on to the final binder I want to share with you, which is the monthly binder. If you're interested in June, because I know I'm going to get, as soon as I post this, everyone who's getting the monthly binders are going to want to know about June. June is going to be posted on Friday. So this video is going up on, is today Wednesday? Yes. Today's Wednesday. So this is June is gonna get posted by Friday at noon. If you're interested in getting a physical copy, please keep an eye out on the shop at noon on Friday, because there's always only a limited stock that goes up. And if you're interested in getting it, you know, keep an eye on that. At this point though, all of the past designs are there. If you're wanting to purchase some of the past designs, or if you're interested in getting May and being ready for next year, go for that. It's already up and live in the shop. You can get those. Anyway, okay, back to the point. I have been using these and loving these instead of savings challenges. So the idea is that I'm saving for next month's mortgage and bills. So I have a tracker. I'm also saving for subscriptions, groceries, healthcare, and then if you buy the kit, it comes with 6 blank trackers and stickers too. So you can kind of add in whatever categories are unique to you. I'm just going to show you the general binder first, and then we'll talk about why I love this system and a little bit more about it. Debt payment is a savings challenge that's in there, $150 savings challenge. So we were talking about individual savings challenges earlier. This is an individual savings challenge. Monthly savings challenge, which totals $496. And then there's little individual cards for all of those, you know, like on the 7, you put 7 in, and by the time, if you've done it every single day, then you have the almost $500, the $496. It has a card for 30 days. Now I don't match up, so like, you know, February 28 days, I still give you 30 cards, and I just figure you can double stuff that month, right? Like on a day or two. Anyway, the reason I like this, I had to pause because of my camera's getting full. The reason I love these monthly savings binders is because it takes away the pressure of doing a, you know, 12 individual cards and not knowing what's coming up. I really switched to these when I was prepping to move, and then, you know, I'm in the middle of a move. I think these particular binders are great for people who maybe don't know when your car tag is, or you don't know exactly how much you're going to be needing to save. I think if you are really on top of your entire budget, which who is, y'all? I've been doing this for years and I'm still not on top of it. Life changes so much and prices changing so much. But if you are really on top of everything, you know exactly when your car tag is coming out, how much it's going to be, you know exactly how much you're going to need for you know, Halloween or whatever, like all of the different things. If you really have everything pegged down, you might enjoy the individual savings cards and like different savings challenges better. But if you are somebody who doesn't know kind of what's coming until it's right in front of you, you might like a binder, a monthly binder, and let me tell you why. Because you always know your mortgage or rent, it does come with a rent label as well if rent is more applicable to you instead of mortgage. But if you're rent or mortgage, if you have a rent or mortgage, if you have bills, if you have subscriptions, grocery costs, those things, healthcare, and then, you know, anything that's specific to you. Maybe you have a Chewy subscription for your pet, so you know that comes out every month. There's certain things that you know are your bills for every single month. And the idea with this binder is that you're saving for the month ahead. So it's a month ahead binder in a way, because you know those things are gonna come out. So maybe to start, you're using this to save for this month's bills that are coming out at the end of the month, but the intention is that you're gonna keep using this and kind of get ahead a month at some point, right? So to get ahead on the first half of this binder. So that's what, you know, all those things that come out consistently, that's what the first half of this binder is for. The second half of this binder is savings challenges, but you don't really need to know what you're saving for until a month or two, depending on how far ahead you are on these binders. You don't have to have it all figured out until you're there, right? So I know that I have a little bit of work debt that I'm probably going to use this tracker. This is typically a tracker I don't need to use, thank goodness. But I do have a little bit of work debt because I did get these new A7 binders. So I'm actually going to be using this tracker this month and probably next month as well. This $150 tracker, I can start thinking, what are some expenses in June and what can I save that I'm gonna need this $150 savings challenge for. And so I can write it and then start saving for it and be ready for June. So it's this, I'm still doing savings challenges, but I'm doing them and I'm changing them and I'm thinking about them every single month instead of trying to set up a whole binder that I'm trying to stick with for the whole year. Same thing with this monthly savings challenge. There's $496 that we're trying to save for. There's the 30 cards. As we put money in, say we put money in 8, we get to highlight off this 8 just to kind of mark it. And the intention is, so like in June, for example, it's summer and I would love to take the boys on a trip or two, probably not overnight, but just like venture off a little bit out of our town. I can save this money and say, I know I want to save and use this for vacation. Or I can also say, I know I want to use this as a little bit of vacation, but I also need a couple $100s for the new car tag. So I can use this for multiple things. I personally just write on the back of the cards because there's not really a place to write your item description on this one, or like write what you're saving for. So I would just write it on the back of the tracker, know exactly what this $500 that I'm trying to save up, know what it's going towards, and then at the end of May, the intention is anyway, at the end of May, this would be fully stuffed and we're ready for the next month so that expenses happening in that month don't feel stressful. Now you might be noticing though, we're in the middle of May and I have not touched this binder. Now that's not typical for me, excuse me, that's not typical for me. I went on a spur of the moment trip. I don't know, it's been a hot mess since I moved here, y'all, but we're finally getting back on track. So typically if you watch any of my past videos, you would see like by the middle of the month, we have it halfway, you know, we have this halfway kind of figured out and ready. This is a very odd month for me in the move. Anyway, that is not important, but I did just want to tell you, like, that's how I am typically using it. We're kind of calling May a little bit of a wash for me. Not completely. I'm still going to be saving it, but I don't intend on actually having it fully ready for June like I typically would be trying to, and try to have everything ready. But life happens. I mean, that's relatable, right? Like, I know I'm not the only person that life kind of sneaks up on. That is how I would use that binder though, and that is how I would use all of these binders. Now, if you have a binder or something that you use in a different way, or if you consider a different category, like you have a different savings kind of perspective, please share it below for anybody who is coming upon the comments and would like to read. In my opinion though, those are kind of the different categories of wallets. Those are the different savings binders that are currently available and that are currently out there, and that's kind of a jump start on how I would use these different resources and tools. If you have any questions after this video, please go ahead and leave a comment below. I would love to chat with you. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. It's free to you. It helps us grow our little channel and our community. We would love to have you as a part of our little budget fam on this side of the internet. And I will see you guys again soon. Hopefully soon for a live while we talk about my real numbers. We can kind of go through our budgets together and set aside, you know, a little bit of time to chat and catch up. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.